buzzer beater, do it all now. All now, top corner talking home run. Touchdown, buzzer beater, do it all now. Ball now, top corner like ooh.
Hello and welcome to another video. Yesterday I checked my Strava profile and I saw that I rode more than 1200 kilometers on the bike, which is kind of crazy for me as a beginner cyclist. And tomorrow morning I'm heading out for another solo ride to the mountains to an epic water dam. So I've just prepared everything so I can have a smooth morning, and I thought that during that ride I'm gonna share with you my 5 lies or myths that I had in my mind at the very beginning of my cycling career, which then eventually turned out to be not true. And I wish I realized that a bit sooner. So again, I can't wait for tomorrow ride, early sunny morning in early September, so it should be a good one. Okay. First challenge of the day. Oh, don't stop, don't stop. Ooh, that was close. Okay. Okay, this is wild. I have heart rate like 200. There we go. Ooh. Okay, good morning from already pretty intense start of today's route, which I didn't expect, or I didn't realize, I should say, because it is not a weekend anymore and there's a lot of traffic, a lot of cars. For me as a beginner, obviously it's not so much, but every car for me is a dangerous element. So, oh, look at that, look at that. This is exactly what I was looking for, what I was mentioning yesterday evening. And fun fact is that in this last white building on the right, we used to live with Eva, so cheers to old times. Anyway, today on the schedule I have like 40k ride to the water dam, which I actually did with Eva. It was her first ride, so I'm really looking forward to it for today, as last time I was more of a focused on Eva and her first ride rather than the beautiful environment in the mountains, the water dam and everything. So once my heart rate sits down, whether from the climb I'm doing at the very beginning or from the city traffic, I will start to share my cycling myths or lies, which I mentioned at the very beginning of this video. It should be like 500, 600 meters of elevation climb at the very beginning, which is nice again, so I can warm up, even though it's not so cold like last time. Look at that. Whew. And if you remember, it's the Ještě TV tower in the back, the very top. And before I'll start sharing the cycling myths, I just want to mention, like a short disclaimer, that they are all mine personal cycling lies, myths, so it won't be the case for everyone. I'm just sharing what I thought at the very beginning was true. So the first one is that I thought that in order to start with gravel/road cycling, that you need to have some, for example, mountain bike history from the years prior. And it was really something I was scared of, like if I be able to handle jump right into gravel or road bike, because obviously it's less stable, it's like faster, more dangerous, I could say. But I think it was just only in my head, and you can definitely do that, what I did. So jump right into gravel/road cycling. I would probably say gravel will be better because for me as a complete beginner it is more stable, especially due to like wider tires and everything. So that was the first cycling myth, I believe, at the very beginning. Well, and as you can hear, I probably started talking in the worst part of the climb. So sorry for not speaking straight and fast, but it's proper climb. But the views will be absolutely worth it during the ride and then near the water dam. Look at that. So I'm just now arriving to Rudolfov. That is the village which I did the early morning ride like 2 weeks ago. It was absolutely epic. It's beautiful small part of Liberec here. It's like the small village vibes. And we're continuing climbing. Let's go. As there are no city lights and crossroads, I'm just fine with cars in the opposite direction. Second thing which I thought at the very beginning is that everyone will judge me as a beginner, that I'm riding too slow, that I'm too big on the bike, that my bike fit is completely horrendous and all of that stuff. But fortunately enough, I had some experience with this from running, so I knew that it is only happening in my head. And if someone pointed out something, for example about my bike fit, it was just very generous advices and everything. So it was rather people trying to help me or like reach out, whether it is here in the YouTube comments or on Strava, or even my friends or people which I met on the route. So I gotta say, I have so far didn't meet anyone who would be like, what the fuck are you doing on the bike, man? You should be, I don't know, playing bowling. So that was only in my head, and it was the second myth that I wanted to mention. And I'm almost at the finish of the first climb. It's called Bedřichov, and here behind the corner is actually the parking lot where I had my very first, I want to say, steps, baby steps on the bike. If you haven't seen that video, it was here where I parked my car and did like clipping, unclipping for 30 minutes or something like that. So this is the place where the legend was born. I'm just joking. I'm here at the top, and I've actually now see a banner or like the ad for the Road Classic, which is a like road/gravel cycling race. And I've seen some videos from it and it looks absolutely amazing. Like this route is around the TV tower of the Ještěd, which I mentioned in the last video actually. It is very similar route, so it would be really cool to do that, but I'm nowhere near to do any race, even like funny race. I want to stay humble, so maybe next year. Anyway, it's time to do a first descent. A short one, but enjoyable one. Woohoo! Woohoo! Yes! I still have trouble time to switch from drops back to handlebars sometimes, so I need to brake pretty heavily. And we're climbing again, but towards the sun, so can't get any better. This is killing me. I would love to tell you what percentage is this climb, but as you can see, there is no cycling computer just yet. So please let me know in the comments if you have any recommendations on cycling computers, if you have good experience with them, or basically anything. I would appreciate that. And I would appreciate if I would be already at the top as well. The good thing is it is at least very nice weather for climbing, so that's a good thing. And I'm almost at the top, as you can see from the sun in my face, which is something I think I will never get enough of it, because it's addicting, I would say. That's why, again, I'm riding early in the morning. Anyway, as I was mentioning, or almost complaining in the city, that it's not weekend, so there's a lot of cars. The good thing is that here in the mountains, during the weekdays, there is nobody. So that is, I think, far more important and far more enjoyable, because look at that. During the weekends, it is full of people, absolutely smashing people, and it looks very nice, to be fair. I don't blame people coming here on weekends. And I can't blame them, because look at that. Well, I actually decided that I will come back a few hundred meters to chill here, because it is absolutely amazing. So I'm heading back from all the ecstasia, for example, here on this chair, and just chill for a while. Actually, the point number 3 of my cycling miss is connected to this, because I thought, and I don't know why, that cycling becomes repetitive and boring. And I couldn't be more wrong, because you can't get enough of these views. And I don't know, I just thought that after that initial honeymoon phase with the new bike and everything, with new sport, it becomes boring. But so far it's getting better and better, because for me it's not about going fast with every ride or like focusing on some performance, but rather doing exploration rides, whether solo or with Eva, because when we go with Eva it's like our couple trip, I would say. So it's definitely an exploration with every ride, and I couldn't be more wrong about this one. Anyway, the chill break is over, and now it's time to pull it off again. I'll tell you what, I believe riding in Alps is completely something different, but this is just beautiful, peaceful and beautiful. However, it should be like 10, maybe 15 minutes to the water dam only, so we're almost there, and I can't wait to see the landscape. And let's see if there will be somebody chilling as well, or I will be completely alone there, which I just now realizing that this is becoming like even more introverted channel than ever before. But the weather though is just perfect. And we're going left. Ooh, some horses. I want to be slow and calm. You know what? I always feel a little bit scared when I'm close to like horses' butts. I'm afraid they will kick me. And we're here! I gotta say, this has just to be one of my favorite places on the bike. And the water dam is called Josefův důl, which means like Joseph's mine, I could say. But look at that! Isn't that absolutely beautiful? Tell you what, it is. Since I'm here, it's fair to mention another myth, and that is very similar to the previous one, that I thought that cycling is only about like riding fast, performance oriented and something like that. But that's actually not the case, because I took cycling more of a like a sightseeing. I'm stopping a lot, like just enjoying the nature and the places where I am. Whether alone, whether with Eva. And that is something which I thought that especially road/gravel cyclists don't do. Like they just hop on the bike and they just go as many kilometers, and they just don't particularly stop anywhere, even for, I don't know, 20-30 minutes, except coffee breaks for Instagram. Anyway, I just wanted to mention, if you're at least partially like me, that you're thinking about buying a bike and to have it for more of these exploration rides, whether solo, with your partner, with your friends, just go for it, because you don't need to be focusing on kilometers and how fast you went and all the Strava analytics. Yeah, it is something I also enjoy, but it is not my primary goal. So if you're thinking about buying a bike, to do this, like to be chilling at places, to instead of like 1 hour ride, make it 3 hour ride, who cares? And that is something I thought it's not really possible. It's not really something cyclists do. But when I'm saying that out loud, I realize how funny that sounds, how stupid that sounds. So I just wanted to say, finally, if you're thinking about buying a bike, to do this, then go for it, because it is absolutely worth it. Alright, so the chill near the water dam is complete. I'm just still out of words. And another good thing is that you don't have a signal here, so you can't be bothered by basically anything and anyone. And you just need to embrace it. That's another beautiful part of it. So yeah, I'm saying goodbye to the water dam this time, but it's definitely, or I at least hope so, it's not the last time this summer, even though it's almost fall already. It's early September. Let's see you again, water dam, probably with Eva. But to get out of the water dam, I need to do the climbing from it. It's just a short one, and I'm full of energy now after the snack as well. No wonder that some kid camp or maybe school is going to the water dam. Can't imagine better school tips than that. Or maybe as a small kid I wouldn't appreciate enough, but now as an adult, introverted adult, more importantly, it's just pure happiness for me there. So the climb from the dam is complete, as you can probably tell and hear, and now I will try to push it a bit and to zone out, just to be in my head, enjoy the ride as well, and also to be back in time, back home for the breakfast. So now zoning out, and I'll reach you soon. Well, maybe there is open kiosk, like food stop. I mean, maybe we can do something about it. Nope, nope. I was just naive, and over there actually it's just a mannequin, so it's not a real person. I just need to laugh at myself. Okay, so maybe next time. And to be fair, it makes complete sense, because it's like 8:40 in the morning, so like eating hot dog that early, I think there is not so many people who would go for that, so maybe next time. It's good to be pushing with those views. And we're finally on the nice route again. Yes, it's completely something different. Every time you change the route to something like this, it feels like, I don't know, more than 50% more effective. Like the energy you're putting in and what you're getting out. But the worst scenario is when it's like the opposite, that you're on a nice route and then you change it to some bumpy route, then you feel like you're pedaling at the same spot. And let's go downhill! Yes! Let's go! Oh, my brakes. And to the right, what a nice house. Parada. Ne, děkuju.
I know sometimes life can be tough, and you feel like you just had enough.
Okay, so this was totally unexpected that the coffee shop here at Bedřichov was open, and it was my actually first like proper cycling stop for sweet snack and coffee, so I enjoyed that very much. And now it's time to keep pushing. And it's still like 15k, something like that, back home, but it will be mostly downhill in a minute or two, so it will be proper caffeinated descent, and that's what we like.
I know you got this. You got it. Just keep on trying.
So last climb of the day, very short one, and then all the way back home, the descent I did at the very beginning. So as you can see, I'm again near the parking lot, and I initially came from there, and that's the road I'm gonna take now as well. And I also gotta say that descending in this long sleeve jersey is just spot on. It's exactly what I need in terms of warm and not being so cold. But then for not descending, it is getting hotter and hotter in that jersey, so maybe for the next time I will try to buy a vest and do a short sleeve jersey actually, so we will see about that. So just a little again update on my clothing. And you know the drill, I'm already back at the cycling path, as you can probably tell if you've been around for a while. And over the bridge, and then under the bridge, and I just realized that I almost completely forgot to mention the last cycling lie I want to include in this video, and that is the fifth one, I guess, which is that I thought that cycling is very expensive. And to be fair, yes, cycling is not a cheap sport to start with. It has a higher barrier to entry, but obviously the main investment, the biggest investment, is the bike. But I didn't really need any expensive bike. I don't own an expensive bike, just to be sure, but I could go even like for a cheaper variant. I could go for a secondary market and things like that, especially as a beginner. So yes, cycling has higher barrier to entry. It is more expensive to start with, but I wouldn't say it is very expensive, because what I was thinking back then is that you need those really expensive bikes, expensive shoes, expensive jerseys, basically anything, all the carbon frames at the very beginning, and either cycling computers and all of that stuff, which is nice, which is handy, and which are the things I also want in the future. But I'm doing just fine with all the stuff I currently have, and if I buy something new now, it's currently because I want it rather than I need it. So that was another cycling lie I was telling myself at the very beginning. Another ride is in the books, and I really enjoyed that one, and these were my honest cycling myths and lies I believed back in the days where I was about to start with cycling. Maybe some of you more experienced one will say that they are pretty stupid. Why did I think those things? Well, I share those because I want to document my own beginner cycling journey authentically for others, for myself. And if this video will help even just one beginner rider or upcoming beginner rider, it will be a win for me. Another win is that I really did enjoy today's ride. So 2 wins, and maybe the third win is also the coffee shop, which I experienced for the first time. It was just pure happiness there. Anyway, to wrap things up, I wanted to thank you for watching this video. Let me know about the cycling computers. If you've seen the previous parts, I would be really curious to know, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers!